Welcome to Busy Central Launch Event 2025 Release Wave 1. I want to show you new piece of functionality related to value chain. And this time I will explain how value chain and scope 3 automation impacts your assembly order functionality. So let's look what we have and what is value chain scope at all. First, before we started with value chain, we had only sustainability ledger entries for final environmental impact reporting based to authorities. And we could report all entries coming from sustainability journal and from this wave from general journal and purchase invoices. This is what we had. But now from this wave, we introduced new functionality related to value chain. And what does it mean? We have now new functionality. We have sustainability value entry, and this is very, very similar to what we have in the existing value entries inside the Busy Central. But the only difference is that value entry is related with the item costs, and the sustainability value entry is related with item emissions. So everything is started with the purchase document. You will get this first incoming emission from purchase documents. In this wave, only for items, so item charge cannot be applied in this wave. This is something what we are planning for the future. And then all these different internal documents, transfer order, assembly order, production order, can have an impact what you are doing to your sustainability value entries, with the final idea to get all this information on your finished or assembly goods on your sales invoice. In this way, we do not support different printouts. We have this information on posted sales invoice document, but if you want to print them, you need to add them manually to your printouts. In the future, we will see, based on your feedback, how you would like to have this introduced in printouts. So in this session, I will be focused on assembly orders. And let's see how it impacts. First, I want to emphasize all value chain works only with carbon equivalent. So whatever you enter as your beginning on purchase documents, if you enter carbon, and methane, and natrium, system will automatically calculate your carbon equivalent based on these emissions and emission fee configuration. And in the future, system will use carbon equivalent for all these value chain calculations. Okay, in assembling, everything is starting with items and resources, so you can configure your sustainability account and your emissions both on item and resources. And then when you create assembly order, all these emissions will be transferred to your assembly item. And then when you post, you will get information on assembly order header calculation. And we will use all this information, incoming information on assembly lines. So this is very easy how system is working. Final result is that we will get sustainability value entry used for calculation of item emission. In this moment, system works only with average method. Okay, let's see how it's starting. First, you need to start with sustainability setup to find procurement fast tab, and then you need to enable these default values, so you will use in purchase documents, you will find default values on items, on resources, and what is the most important, you need to enable value chain tracking field. Without enabling this one, what is important when you post purchase invoice, system will create only sustainability ledger entry. If you want to create a sustainability value entry together, you must enable this field. Without enabling, system will behave as earlier. You will not see any difference in user experience. But when you enable, because this completely functionality about value chain is in this moment in public preview, you will get this warning message that our suggestion will be first try this functionality in your sandbox, and after you confirm everything works based on your expectation, you can switch to production environment. Okay, let's look how it's working in the practice. We are starting with one item. We will use this item in assembly document. And we already have stock. We didn't get purchase document. And you can see that we have empty fields in all emissions here. So what you can do before that, you can enter emissions manually. Maybe you got a detailed emission related to this item by phone, by some other sources. You can enter manually, and you can run calculate CO2e action. This action applies only if you didn't have a purchase document. So only if you want to enter information in your already existing items without purchase documents. But once when you create purchase documents, system will automatically collect information from your purchase invoice, posted purchase invoice, and use automatically calculation on your carbon equivalent in the background. So let's make a look how it's look like in a purchase document. When you open our purchase documents, you will get your sustainability account as defaulted for these items. And what do you need to do? You need to get information about your carbon, about methane. And again, it doesn't need that you need to have all 3 gas emissions. You can use only carbon if you want. It depends what you want to track. So, okay, you will enter all of them or one of them, and then you will post the document. When you post document, when you open posted purchase invoice, you will find that we have now sustainability ledger entry as earlier and plus sustainability value entry. When we look in sustainability value entry, you can see as we had 2 lines in the purchase invoice, we will get 2 lines here. First line is for this item for 60 and another for 10, so you will get recalculated carbon equivalent per unit, so everything is here. Okay, you can see all these details, and let's switch now back to this item when we had empty values, and you can see as we had 110 and 1 values for gas emissions on our purchase document, system used them and already recalculated to get carbon equivalent. In my case, emission fee is carbon equivalent emission fee is 111. So I wanted to make it easier for you to understand the final calculation. So we just got summarized information in carbon equivalent. So now we can proceed with our assembly order. We have assembly order with these 2 items we purchased, and we have third line with resources, and I already set it up the same way as we have in emissions for this resource. So everything is already configured before I created assembly order. So now you can see we have these new columns, total carbon equivalent, and this, keep in mind, this is total, not per unit, this is total. And then you can look in the quantity and quantity to assembly. Quantity is 10. So this total is related to this 10. This is what we will consume based on our total quantity, what we are planning to consume to get this final quantity of 10 assembly items. But as we have only 5, you can remember some of these values. And once when we post it, you will see our total consumption will be less because we didn't consume all this carbon equivalent, so we consumed only half of that. So this is what system did. System calculated only what is applying for this assembly quantity. Okay, this is what we used in this assembly order, but let's look what we have here. If you look even in our summary, you can find that this is 1,700 and something total carbon equivalent consumed in this assembly order. If you click, you can see in our posting fast tab, the total CO2e is 1,726, and per unit, because we assembled 5 of them, this is 345.20, and we already have sustainability account number. So this is what system is doing in the background. System will consume what you have from your assembly lines, recalculate, and in your new assembly item will get a new emission value. If we look now in this item, assembly item 1925, so if you look there, you will see that we have carbon equivalent per unit, as I already showed you this assembly order fast tab, 345.20. So this is what we have there, and you can see that other default emissions for carbon, methane, and other are empty because I said we are using only carbon equivalent, and they are disabled because you cannot enter either of these values if replenishment tab is not purchased. So in this case, this is assembly order replenishment policy, so you can get carbon equivalent per unit only calculated in your assembly orders. So this is how system is working with value chain, scope 3 automation and assembly orders. I am inviting you to watch another sustainability videos, because now we have 8 sustainability videos in this BusyCentral launch event, but especially 3 of them related to value chain automation. If you want to understand full scope of value chain and scope 3 automation, you should watch all 3 of them. Thank you for watching this video.